So all of those who feel are they in the right profession, you are in the profession where the world cannot do without you. So I want to help as many as underprivileged design students. I was one underprivileged design student and I would have loved somebody paying fees for me. Many clients exploit this situation and they ask fresh architects to give a design without paying first. They said, if you will like, we will come back. Don't undervalue your work. Say no to free design. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
A&I नाम तो सुना ही होगा. आर्किटेक्चर और इंटीरियर्स के फील्ड में A&I एग्जीबिशन एक मस्ट अटेंड इवेंट बन गया है और आज का पॉडकास्ट A&I के पीछे के मास्टरमाइंड के बारे में है. Hello everyone, my name is Pranjal Vyas. I'm a fourth year architectural student and we have recently crossed 1K subscribers on YouTube. So in order to celebrate this, today we have invited a very special and a senior guest with us. He does not require any introduction, yet let me introduce Mr. Amit Danait sir, the one-man industry. Mr. Amit Danait sir is the founder and chief editor of A&I Digest magazine and forum for architects and interior designers. The A&I Digest publishes a magazine for more than 26 years, which is read by thousands of architects, interior designers, builders, corporates, academics, design students, business houses, and end readers. A&I does not stop here. They provide platforms for the design community to gather for various occasions. They recently completed 7th season of the badminton tournament titled the Ceratec A&I Digest Badminton Tournament, wherein 250 male and female architects and interior designers participated in the closely fought super exciting tournament in Pune. This introduction is not enough for Amit sir. He's an extremely influential man, and in case you meet him, you will never forget him, because he makes the other human feel their special existence on planet Earth. And he will never forget your name. Every successful journey has a story behind. A story of struggle, perseverance, failures and learnings. So, in today's podcast, we will know about Amit sir's journey, vision, mission and everything that can be covered. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. My pleasure. And thanks for doing this, giving me an opportunity to express myself.
It's vice versa. In fact, I was really excited when I came to know कि अमित सर ने accept कर दिया.
Oh, please, it's my pleasure and looking forward to this talk. Yeah.
Sir, so my first question, how did it all begin? What was the spark which triggered you to dream such a collaboration? आपने कैसे सोचा कि आर्किटेक्ट्स और इंटीरियर डिजाइनर्स को एक साथ एक छत के नीचे लाए?
Okay, so this all began in 1997.
Okay.
So I have been a voracious reader since my childhood. I used to devour books on all topics under the sun. So that reading had, brought the passion about various fields and topics in my mind. Already the base was set. And I was a good writer. Even in school, college, I had a good flair for writing, describing things for in a good perspective for readers. And then, so in my college days, 11th and 12th, I was in Ferguson. My mother had a cafeteria outside an architecture college, renowned architecture college in Pune. So there I used to go to help her, where all these architecture students, seniors, even the faculty used to come for their lunches and tea, chai, coffee and all. So that I could, while I was helping my mom, serving them food and all in my college days, I overheard their conversations and I was intrigued by the various, the terminology and the topics and how they used to discuss architecture out there. And somehow I was intrigued, and since I was a voracious reader, my parents had fallen upon bad days financially, so I couldn't afford going to new bookshops. So I went to this kabadi ka dukan, raddi ka dukan, and I asked him anything on architecture. So I bought these Banister Fletchers. And then I used to read in the night and all. So I was very interested. I was a scholarship student. My college had paid for my fees in Bombay also. But then father in 12th, when I was in 12th, he said he couldn't afford my higher education. I'll have to do it on my own. So then obviously many options were cut off. So then I had to opt for something which allowed me to also work. I was 16. So work and earn for my family and myself, and also simultaneously study. And I was excused, something which is self-taught, and I had to just go for submitting exams. So I chose a diploma in advertising, which was out of the blue. And of course, my reading and everything helped me in that. So why I'm saying this is, it was a culmination of many things. So I then took up a job in an ad agency after a lot of small struggles from the age of 16 to 20, working and supporting my education. At the ad agency, I was invited to a housewarming ceremony of a villa where I met eminent architects. And so there I was introduced to a few architects, senior architects of Pune, and I just asked them, I never read about you, or I didn't know about your work. So they equipped, this is 1997, Pranjal. So that time social media was non-existent. Nobody had heard about social media. There were very handful of national magazines in India, but they were primarily focused, understandably, on the metros of India. So Bombay, Mumbai now, Ahmedabad, Delhi. So they used to focus on work happening there and the architects there. There was no social media again, and so the architects in this region, especially Pune and surrounding, they had this hunger to be recognized, to be wrote about, their work to be shared, but right medium was not there. So it was a spontaneous thing, but the idea came to my mind there and then that I am a good writer. I had a stint with architecture through my Banister Fletchers and listening, overhearing architects at that mother's cafeteria. My advertising also gave me a good knowledge about print technology, layouting and everything. So all this culminated, and there the spark came out, and I just quipped to the architects that why not I start a platform. We start with a magazine, and then immediately a very senior architect in that group said, I'll give you the first interview. Now that was a big thing, because being a nobody, first edition, you really need a big name to be on board so that you get attention of the readers and then it flows. So I was very thrilled, and he said, when will you launch? And I bravely said, within 1 month. And then that 1 month was very hectic. I did my research and so on. And then the magazine was launched. This was the beginning. Yeah.
Amazing, sir. I mean, it is really overwhelming to know that you started it with observing architectural students from your mother's cafeteria, and this is how it progresses. Sir, आपकी एक vacuum cleaner वाली story भी सुनी थी.
Oh, how do you know that? Okay, so I cut short from the age 16 to 20. So, as I said, we are from a good family. We are natives of Goa earlier. Good affluent family in our earlier generations, but money comes and goes after every 2-3 generations, a story. And my dad was not a great businessman, and so we didn't have money. We had to sell our home in Lonavala, and sell our cars, and mom sold all her jewelry. And then we had to literally, there's a funny story where at the age of 16, where this cafeteria was, we didn't have anywhere to stay, and money was not there. So there was a ladies' hostel where the kind owner of that hostel allowed us to stay in one room. So the hostel was full of ladies. I was 16, and in that small room of say 180 square feet, my mom used to sleep this way across one wall, dad, me, and my elder sister. And the bed used to, come in the way of the bathroom, so that the main door is kept free. So that was there. We stayed for a year, and then we were evicted. You can't stay in a ladies' hostel when I came there. So then we went and took a small room on the outskirts of Pune. So this affluent family who had a villa earlier, without anything. And mom then fell drastically ill because of the stress. Dad was very old. There's a huge age gap between me and my dad. So that is the time I told my mom that now y'all chill, I will take over. So at the age of 16, I started working. So I used to sell food items door to door and supporting my studies at the same time. As I said, I was very studious. And so on that went on. Then I started selling door to door items where somebody saw me and said, why don't you join this company selling vacuum cleaners, Eureka Forbes. So I took training there. The minimum age was 18 officially. So I had to be unofficially on their roll. So my salary used to not come officially till I was 18. And there I worked door to door where I got a extremely important knowledge of sales, which also added to my quiver of, running this magazine and all these events. So sales happened to me and I was a fish in water with that environment also. Great communication skills I acquired there. So that was the vacuum cleaner story, and that itself is huge. The experiences are unbelievable and it seasoned me for the future.
Okay.
So in the series of all those struggles, till the book was launched when I was in 1997, when I must be 23 and a half.
Okay.
And then onward, that was our life. Me, my wife, we both married at 21, and she's been part of this from the first day. So when the senior architect was Hari Agashe, who was ruling that time, he still is so eminent all over, who said, I'll give you my interview within a month. And in 1 month, I had to do everything. So first thing we needed was paper for the magazine. So no paper suppliers were ready to give us credit. We were newbies. So no press was ready to give us credit. We didn't have money. I used to work on a 3,200 rupees salary, out of which half used to go for rent, milk and all that thing. So we were like, now what to do, where to get the money from? So advertisements, now advertisers won't give me advance till the book is in hand. I had only words when I approached the advertisers that, prospecting for the advertisers. So I bought a small second-hand moped. It was called Luna in those days for 2,000 rupees. I used to sit behind, my wife used to ride, and we used to physically go because there was no Google, nothing where I could search prospects for advertisements like today. So we had to physically go to the timber market area and marble market and all these places. And I used to ride behind names, seeing boards, these people can advertise. Because going across to big companies was absolutely impossible that day without having a single book in hand and asking for money advance. So we went and we made that list. Then whole day I used to go take interviews, and we couldn't afford graphic designers, we couldn't afford journalists and even artists. So I bought a second-hand computer. So whole day I used to go take interviews. I used to write them in the night between 9 to 12. 12 o'clock to 2, 3 a.m. my wife used to type all those articles. Then morning, getting up early, I used to do the desktop publishing and the graphic design of the page layouts. And then I used to go and sell advertisements, then designing the ads in the night, and again go and get them approved. So all this morning, night, no Sundays, no Diwali, nothing, morning, food, nothing. We used to have vada pav and all because no time. And all that, and the first book came out. And then it was great. People were kind. People loved our concept. Though I'm not very proud of my earlier books now. I was not very selective. When I look back, obviously when you see yourself down the line, you feel you could have done much better. But that was a phase. And that's how the book started.
Struggle, burnout, and finally you're here.
Yeah.
But very inspiring, sir.
Thank you. But I believe this is a story of a generation, in the 80s, 90s. Quite common, this story must be. Many of even architects, eminent architects today must have gone through this. I believe it's a quite common story for that generation.
Sir, you are so humble.
I believe it.
I was about to ask you कि आपकी पहली book की story क्या है and who was the first architect? You answered it.
Yeah, Hari Agashe.
Network is net worth. How did you come in contact with so many architects and interior designers later on? And any additional strategies you used?
Strategy came out of, necessity. Mother is, necessity is the mother of all innovation. So what happened was I could not afford graphic designers, writers, anything, and I couldn't afford a courier service to post the books to the readers. So I took my Luna moped and I used to take the books and actually hand deliver them. So today we have 8,000 plus architects who read and all over the country. That time there were 700. So 700 architects I used to deliver. It used to take me around 5 to 6 days, morning to night. I used to faint and all in the parking lot.
Arre
So
baap re.
that was very important, because when I used to present the book, complimentary I used to give that time. So architect used to ask, what is this? So if a courier person would have given, he would have delivered and left. He used to ask me, what is this? I used to say, I'll tell you. And that was my chance to explain what I'm doing to all these architects. And I made friends. And these architects said, then come to me, I would like to feature some work, and so on. That's how then 700 became 7,000 and now counting.
Amazing. So why did you choose design field particularly, and why not any other field? This question is already answered, but did you not think कि और भी कोई field approach कर सकते हैं, like engineering or finances?
Both these fields, engineering and finances, I don't connect to well, frankly.
Okay.
I'm not if you ask me to write describe you right now through words, or describe this whole scenario, what I'm seeing, I'm a good writer. My mom was a Kathak dancer, Kuchipudi dancer, and so many classical dance forms. My uncles were in JJ School of Arts, they were all artists. My wife is a Kathak dancer, my daughter's an artist. So we were surrounded more by the art side, maybe genetically also. So accounts and engineering and electric components and all is something which I don't connect to. Yes, if my dad had money to support my education, then probably I would have gone ahead and chosen. But then eventually I would have chosen design, I feel. So it's just in there. I'm not a good sketcher. I don't have a good sketching, but I have a good sense of design. So I think that answers your question.
Yes, sir, definitely. Architects and interior designers represent the design community, and A&I exhibition does not only cater to the design community, but also to allied fields. For instance, lighting companies, technological folks, etc. So is there a story behind this cross collaboration?
Yeah, very much. There is intent and purpose, clear. So when I started this book, I realized that there is a huge gap between architects themselves, eminent architects. They looked at each other as competitors. I had a feeling we should bring them together. There's so much collaborative, chance of everybody gaining from collaborative efforts. So eminent architects coming together, eminent architects with aspiring or young designers coming together, architects and interior designers coming together, trade fraternity, those who supply materials, they coming together with architects, manufacturers connecting with trade fraternity and they connecting with architects, and so on. So this was my intent, that everybody connecting. So my slogan also is connecting for 26 years, So I thought everybody should be connected on a common platform. That was my goal. That is why in the exhibition we invited architects to present their work on panels. At the same time, more than 250 product and technology driven kiosks who showcase their latest materials, latest technology, fast evolving trends and styles. So both amalgamate that. So absolutely this is the story. So around 60,000 people visit, out of which 5,500 are architects and interior designers. All city builders from surrounding, end users who are about to make their homes or offices. So everybody come there. So everybody gains. It's a win-win situation for everybody.
Right.
The architects can showcase their work. Other architects can learn from each other's work. End users can find architects there. End users can find products there. Architects can see products and technology. Suppliers and companies get new architects and clients and end users. So all these artists, we incorporate a lot of art in the exhibition. We incorporate installation art, fine arts, and so much more happening there. Vibrant atmosphere. Good to touch that. It's very close to my heart. We've been doing the 22nd edition now, coming up in Jan. And we organize Mercedes buses, 52-seater buses, to bring designers from outside cities. We organize 70-80 Innovas from interior towns. And so much more goes into that. It's no longer just my event, or it's a city's very important calendar event, much awaited by everybody. It's no longer our own. It's for everyone. Yeah.
I think in addition to this, the best part about A&I events are that आप competitions रखते हो, and there's excitement, there's a thrill कि कौन जीतेगा, कैसे क्या, and stalls पे chocolates रहते हैं, sweets रहते हैं, so it's like हाँ वहाँ पे जाएंगे तो we'll collect that. Like I had that excitement जब मैं बचपन में जाती थी, अभी भी है definitely, but the events, all the events are very exciting and they are must visit.
Thank you. Thank you.
So what inspires you to keep going?
So there's something called progressive maturity. When you are 16, your aims, goals are, you have some aims and goals. After 5 years, at 21, you progress and you achieve some of those goals. Others are still there. So and you mature also after 5 years. So this goes on throughout your life. So today, Pranjal, what goals you have, you are focused on them. But after 5 years, you may widen the goals, or that doesn't mean you lose focus from your goals. I'm not saying that. But the approach, the attitudes, that changes with maturity. So to answer your question, that keeps me going because every 5 years the horizons widen, the volume changes in my mind about what next to do. I learn a lot on the way, and I want to incorporate all that. I want to bring all that to my viewers and my architects and my sponsors and everybody. So that keeps me going. I am a very late sleeper. I'm not an early sleeper. And
Okay.
So I sleep very less, hardly 3-4 hours a day. It's a childhood condition from birth. So I could never sleep right from my birth. So that time I used to read. Now I write and read, and I ideate in the night what next to do, and that keeps me. The moment I get a brilliant idea, again I lose sleep. I want to get up in the morning and start executing it. So that keeps me going, yeah. And when for example, exhibition, since you mentioned, when I get the empty venue, huge, say for 3 acres or 5 acres empty, and then I visualize that in the next 3 days, this will be full of beautiful stalls, project. What's going to happen there, transpire there? What architects experience when they get a site, empty plot, and a villa comes up in a year or two, that happens in 3 days. So that gives me a great feeling every time. Same with any events we do. Empty venue then getting converted into people full of vibrations, and then so much dissemination of knowledge happening there, give and take, everybody happy, taking away everything. Our profession, architecture, is so happy profession. Like doctors, I respect doctors, we call them gods, but people with conditions go there, okay, my leg is paining, my head is paining, aching, my heart is this and all that. And they have to, or lawyers for that matter, I want a divorce, or my land has been encroached, or I drove a car over somebody, or whatever, crime or whatever, and so on. But for architects, nobody comes to an architect and says, I lost my father yesterday, now I want to do up my home today. So only happy, dreamy, aspiring people come to an architect who want to give you their life's fortune and say, build my dream home. From a rented home, we want to come in a 1 BHK, or from 3 BHK, we want to build this dream villa or an office, and so on. So only happy people come to architects. So all the events are so happy because happy people come. Yeah.
Yes, sir. You actually spotted a very beautiful point about this field. कि people come with dreams, they come with aspirations, ऐसा चाहिए वैसा चाहिए, and जो journey में होता है कि अरे ये नहीं वो नहीं, the social interaction, the talks, the relations which get formed over the time period, that's beautiful. True. And ये और किसी profession में शायद ही दिखने को मिलता है.
True.
Sir, how do you remember everyone's name? कौन सी जाति का बादाम खाते हो आप?
This question has been asked to me by many of my friends and visitors of my events and all. I don't have a right answer because there's no technique. It just happens. But this is from childhood. So, say I have a history class in my school. So in the night, I visualized. So suppose there was a chapter about Battle of Plassey. So I used to visualize in the night that Siraj-ud-Dawla or Mir Jafar coming and fighting in the battle and this happening. So I had, or say geography they said, or history, the first train started in 1853 from Thane to Mumbai. I used to in the night visualize. Neend to aati nahi thi. So I used to, see all that in my, so somehow that developed, I believe. So that's how it happens. So when I see you, and I see you after 12 years, I would remember what you're wearing today and this thing. This is humbly I'm putting forward, but it happens. So there's no technique, it just happens. It just happens.
So you commented about visualization twice, and visualization is a very powerful technique. I believe in it a lot. So would you like to add?
Yeah, a few years ago, see, from childhood, I have this habit. So if you've seen this film called Dil To Pagal Hai, I believe, Shah Rukh Khan and Madhuri Dixit, 99. So this Shah Rukh Khan always announces, next I'm doing this. So his co-star Karishma Kapoor asked him, "Arey, what is this you announced, Maya, this theatre?" He said, "I don't know, but I just announced." So I've been doing that from bachpan se. So some idea comes and I throw it out. So visualization happens once your idea comes out. Then recently I read this book called Secret 5-6 years ago.
Okay.
I said, this is what I was
Law of
living.
attraction.
Yeah. So throwing into universe, now I know the words for that. That Secret told me, okay, this is what you were doing. But that's how I've been doing, and that's what works. So visualization is amazing, but again, the idea has to. So the ancestor of any action is a thought. That is, and then it starts. Then you visualize, and it happens. So that's.
Agreed, sir. Rightly said. Similar question. What is the magic you lay on everyone that everyone turns out to be a fan?
I hope that's true. But I'll tell you one thing. See, many people, when you speak, when I speak, the words, what I'm speaking, it's same in my head, and the same expression is in my eyes, and that's in my heart. So when all this is in sync, people are not naive. Everybody understands. Everybody has an inbuilt lie detector, an inbuilt polygraph test. Everybody. So never take people for granted, and So always, whatever you say should be reflecting in your eyes, should be in your brain and head, mind, and should be in your heart. It should be same. When this is in sync, always, people will like you. Always. Even if you are scared, you have to admit it. If you are, so...
That's true.
So that's what I do. I'm a bad liar. I can't lie. My wife always tells me, small things also. I'm a good prankster, but I can't lie. So that thing happens. So maybe that may be an important part. My mom had instilled this honesty chip in me, bachpan se, telling stories, fables and all that morals. Bachpan se, she was very a good mother, which I like all good mothers. And that chip is so embedded that she always told me ki whatever you achieve and all, accept appreciation for your nature, your attitude. The rest all is money and all that is all byproducts. Be happy if somebody praises you or appreciates your nature for what.
Correct.
That is the most important. So I always had that in my mind. So I think that works.
I really like the way you're being open, you're transparent, and very humble personality. Sir, ऐसे लोग कम दिखते हैं, to be frank.
Thank you so much. Thank you. For nature, you are appreciating. I accept that. And you should accept compliments gracefully also. Correct. Sometimes people say, "Arey, your shirt is good," and you say, "Arey, kya? No. Don't do that. That person is giving." So you say, "Thank you. Accept gracefully." Yeah.
I agree, sir. So apart from exhibition, what extra initiatives do you conduct? Like badminton tournaments, cricket leagues? What exactly? And what is your motive behind?
Oh my God! Now you want me to talk? This is my life. Sorry. So we have built over 23 verticals. In business language, they called it IPs, intellectual properties. So design exhibition, it starts in Jan. The year starts with my design exhibition. As I said, 60,000 people come in, all that. Then we have one more vertical called Meet the Maestro. Since years, 2008 we started. Sorry, 2003.
Okay.
So every month I invite a very eminent, successful, renowned, respected architect. We've had Sanjay Puri thrice, architect Sanjay Puri. We had architect Christopher Sir. We had architect Valentin Ting from Italy, and so many. And we invite them, they showcase their work, their design philosophy. I interview them live. This happens at affluent hotels, 5-star hotels and all, because the sponsors want glamour for these events. And then around 200 to 300 architects come, they enjoy the talk, and there's a lot of meaningful interaction. So that is design exhibition and Meet the Maestro. Then there is a Secret Sauce of Success series, where I invite 2 or 3 eminent architects.
I have seen them.
And I delve into the whole topic. This intent of that is to delve into their secret source of success. What contributed to their success. Another is Mighty Minds. So I invite 10 architects, and we have a very other side of the profession kind of a talk. There is Mighty Minds with Masters. Then and so many things. So there are 23 verticals. We have then the badminton tournament is something we launched 10 years ago as a fitness with fun initiative. So educative meets we do throughout the year. So throughout the year we do 115 design meets, seminars, competitions, and talks, discussions, and all that. In that we thought let's have some leisure, where, but meaningful leisure. So fitness with fun is the initiative. So we have 2 tournaments. One is badminton and one is cricket. So in badminton, 250 eminent architects, women and male and female, they come practice. Coaches are hired for them, for their fitness regimens. They wake up early and do that, and then they play. And same for cricket. So 16 teams, each team is given a professional coach. Grounds are booked, 16 grounds, 16 this, all that happens. So these 2 are leisure, fitness with fun. We also have a theatre group coming where drama architects will be trained professionally in everything, and drama will happen. We have a talent show coming in November. So where architects, some will play the tabla, some will play dance, some will do all that. So these are leisure activities which touch the overall aspects of a professional this thing. So many, these 23 things we do. My Facebook page is very vibrant, Insta. So I have around more than 50 cumulative followers of 15,000, which are not great in the influencer category, but these are 15,000 professionals, architects and builders, and they follow us, and we curate our events very well for all of them. I have my YouTube channel which has 60 plus design films on architecture and so many other things, and so on. So these are all the verticals. We have A&I Hope, where since I was an underprivileged student, so we through A&I Hope I raise funds through activities so we pay fees of underprivileged design students. So people feel architecture means sab amir bacche honge. That doesn't happen always. Somebody is a rickshaw wala's daughter, somebody is so we pay for the fees, laptops, study tours and all that. So A&I Hope is one more endeavor we have. We have A&I on site. So I take architects on site of an architect, where that architect is invited and he shows or she shows the whole site on site. So we had in Hyderabad last month, Bombay we are going next month, and so on. Abroad we take architects for study tours. We had a Jeffrey Bawa tour, and so on. Yeah. So you asked the question, I had to come out with my life, and I couldn't stop. So.
Nice. Matlab, please tell whatever you feel like telling, because I'm sure after watching this podcast, architecture students are inspired to continue to do what they are doing. Because since I'm in college, I see people are bored, they feel like quitting, and ये side देखने के बाद, I'm sure they will be in this state of mind कि life is beautiful.
To all of them, I would say right now, close your eyes and imagine the world without architecture. The world without golf, I can imagine. I can do without golf. With due respect to golfers and those who love golf, I don't play, so I can do without. But without architecture, this place we are sitting, the anthropometric data on the chair you are sitting, the lighting, the circulation at railway stations, at institutes, hospitals, everywhere. Can you imagine the world without architecture? We'll be cavemen. We'll go back to the cave era. So that's so important. So all of those who feel, are they in the right profession? You are in the profession where the world cannot do without you. It's so important. So you must feel proud and give your best. And architecture of a place, your architecture of a building defines the place of that, the whole aura of that area. It's so important in your hands. So I think none of them should feel that are they in the right place. Yeah.
Sir, आपकी जो पहली मैगजीन थी, how many copies could you distribute? And अभी का status क्या है?
First magazine only 1,000 copies. Second,
only 1,000?
Yeah, because that's all I could do. And there were 700 architects. Rest 300 we gave to builders and few to my advertisers. Immediate second copy, my confidence got boosted and I printed 2,000.
Okay.
Then it went to 4,000. Now it's in, what do you call? So we print, that gets over, again we reprint, again, so editions, now it's in editions. So say we print 4,000.
Compounding.
Yeah, then again the first book is printed 2,000 more and new book comes, we print 4,000. The third book comes. So now it's, you can't, like we keep printing, because it's available in all bookstores. You go to all 5-star hotels, you'll see it in the lounges, on clubs and airport bookshops. And plus it's sent to subscribers and architects and builders everywhere and business. So now it's counting, it is like it's a continuous process. So it's not a periodical anymore. So for example, one book, the topic is Apartments of India, another is Compact Offices of India, one is Weekend Villas of India. Weekend Villas gets over, we reprint. Till then, apartments gets over, we reprint. And this will go on whole life. And then new topic comes up. Now my next book is coming is on architecture of repurpose. So spaces like mills, were earlier mills and now are converted to restaurants. So, or a ground floor flat is converted into a showroom. So all that. So repurposed space, where the life in the structure is still there, but the existing purpose is over. So that book is on that, and so on. So this will go on now. Yeah.
So if students want to have access to these books, are they available online?
On bookganga.com.
Bookganga.
But then if they WhatsApp, we send them the books. So suppose Bookganga pe available nahi hua hai, ya, it's not. So they can avail at a fee, of course, but at a subsidized fee. So we give it to students with a 40% discount for the magazines. And then we send, and the quality is amazing. We use the best paper in the world. Now no longer the 1997 wala scene. So it's printed on the best machine in the world. The binding and concept, the layouting. Each project is accompanied with its drawing, layout, with North scale, legend, section, elevation, and everything. So books are very loved. So I made my dream home, and my wife was very excited it will get published, but it was not selected by the jury. I did not publish it in my own book. So that's how we are very strict and this about. So jury selects.
All right. So guys, you will find the link in the description below. Sir, curious about one thing. आपका ड्रीम होम किसने डिजाइन किया था?
Architect Hari Agashe, his son, architect Omkar Agashe, and wife Poonam Sardesai. So long ago, when Hari sir gave me the first interview, I came out from his office and I was staying in a small room, rented room. I said, one day when my dream home comes up, I'll come to Hari sir for the design. But I was very lazy about making my dream home because many other priorities were there. And finally, when I made it, I saw Omkar, his son, and Poonam, and my daughters, now eldest daughter is 27, and younger twins are 21. The home was made 5 years ago. So I thought they'll connect to the younger generation. And so instead of Hari sir, we went to Omkar and Poonam because I loved seeing their work also. And
interesting.
Yeah.
So what is the most memorable event in this journey of yours?
Most memorable event. It's a string of memories actually. Every time I thought this is going to be my most memorable, but still I'll attempt to answer. Give me a sec. So when I started, I said I made mistakes because I was not selective. Progressive maturity, I was 22, 23 when I started. So selecting the right project, the kind of jury we have now, I didn't have that time. I didn't have the guts also to approach senior architects. So now looking back earlier books, I see that there were mistakes and I was not very, which happens in all fields. So recently, many eminent architects, in my events, they called me on stage and appreciated in front of everybody. My critics also, and those whom I wanted to have their pat on the back. So that's happening with rapid succession. So it's not one moment, but I'm getting that validation and that people are loving the book, even, the purists. And so I'm feeling very good about all that. But one memorable moment, very difficult. Very difficult.
Sir, इससे connected question. How did you win the trust of so many architects and interior designers step by step as you went ahead? क्योंकि not everyone will be like, चलो मैं आता हूँ या आती हूँ, मेरा ले लो. सबका अपना अपना स्वभाव रहता है. So how did you go ahead with this?
No, I didn't succeed earlier. No, obviously many architects must be criticizing my work earlier, and I also agree. Seeing the earlier books, I totally agree that you progress. So one senior architect today morning told me, Amit, the kind of buildings I made in 90s, and today when I see, I just shiver seeing this is my architecture. So it happens. So even earlier books, I now find a lot of faults. And this many architects have told me when they make up a home and then when they revisit, they find faults in their own work. So it's a continuous process. So I'm sure many architects mustn't have also trusted me that time or mustn't have come forward. It's a mixed bag. But today I'm feeling that shower of appreciation and affection. Today means maybe last 7-8 years that now we have that feeling of being loved by everyone. Yeah. There must be critics always. The best of cinema is criticized. And I also may be making mistakes, but we learn from. Bill Gates says you should, it's fine to celebrate your wins, but also it's important to heed your mistakes. Never repeat a mistake. So I always analyze, I take criticism constructively and I change it. I'll never repeat a mistake.
Absolutely, sir. Sir, in every event, in every photo, there's Monica Danait, ma'am, your wife, your backbone. How did you meet her?
So I was 16 and I was a scholar in Bombay and she was in Ferguson. So I came here for a vacation batch, 11th standard, where I met her. We both fell in love, instant love at first sight. From the age of 16, then at the struggles which I shared, she was there with me, you know. And then at the age of 21, we married. I had nothing, but she married me. I was a pauper. But and she was from a substantially affluent family. But love is blind. She just married me. And then from day one, this book, she's always been there. You know, even today, she takes care of so many things. But I am the front, and she does all this thing. So we are in love, and we are also at work together. And so that's how I met her. And till date, now we both are 50. We were 16 when we met, 20 when we were married, and now we are 50, and very much in love.
More than 30 years.
34 years, yeah.
34 years. Wow. So adding to the above question, how did AMOHA took birth as a word? Is it Amit plus Monica?
It is actually AMOHA means pure in Sanskrit. Excellent question, Pranjal.
Thank you.
Yeah, so actually this place, can I speak about what
So
this
please.
is? So I had bought this property, and my father being a middle class, he used to always scare me about taking finance and loans. So I never take loans. So I had bought this and there was no pressure, there was no EMI or loan on this. And I dreamt of creating a space for underprivileged design students where they can come here, eminent architects come here, teach them everything, not only educative but the way to success in the real scenario, and then I help them with their fees and everything. So this is not an upmarket area in terms of Pune, but it is connected to 8 to 9 architecture colleges. That's why we chose this. So Bharati Vidyapit, BNCS, Siagat, Ayojan, BRICS, Bharati, and many are nearby. So this area, so my idea here was to bring design students here, but then it's also used for our design meets, seminars and all regularly. So lockdown, what happened, suddenly these hotels started charging double. With due respect, it's their call. And many companies could not afford those events. And without sponsors, continuously doing events is not practical for design meets, for the overall good. So that's when I thought, let's do up our own venue where we can open it anytime for our own event and also for the students. So again I approached Omkar Agashe, architect Omkar, Poonam, who had done my home, so I trust them totally. I got them here, I showed them this and said, can this be done? They said, yeah, absolutely. So the food is served upstairs and then this is AMOHA. So the concept, it doesn't look banquetish. This is not a banquet.
Right.
It's more educative. Though we have the latest trimmings, the cutting edge technology, the short throw projector and the great air conditioning and power backup and speakers, audio, video, everything. But the feel is educative because that was the idea. So that's AMOHA. And answering your question, so Poonam Agashe and Omkar, they suggested AMOHA and they said it means pure in Sanskrit. And then cheekily they said it stands for Amit, Monica, and OHA is their fourth name, Omkar Hari Agashe. So that was a joke.
Interesting.
Yeah, but AMOHA means pure in Sanskrit. Yeah.
Right. Sir, connected question. तो आपने बोला अंडर प्रिविलेज स्टूडेंट्स को एजुकेशन आप ग्रांट करते हैं.
I don't grant. I assist institutes. For example, MNVTI Institute. So it's a girls' college. So last year, 45 students we assisted in paying their fees, and so we assist education institute to do that. That's our goal. Earlier we used to do, me and my wife, privately, secretly, all this. Then some architects told us कि ऐसे आप करोगे तो you will be able to help 2 or 3 or 5 every year. But if you do it as a movement, then many more funds will come and you will be able to help. So we had these sculptures. So 20 big sculptures were sent to 20 eminent architects of the country. They expressed themselves on it. I Am was the name. And those 20 were kept at my exhibition, out of which many got sold. That fund and the proceeds of that also used. So all city builders, Atul Chodia sir, he bought one sculpture.
Okay.
Umesh Magar bought, builder. Pratik Chodia bought, Ravi Sakla bought. These are all eminent builders of the city who came forward. So it actually became a movement, and now we are doing many similar things. So I want to help as many as underprivileged designers. Because I was one underprivileged design student, and I would have loved somebody paying fees for me, helping, which I may repay, later. We don't expect anything from this, but I could have, or my books and all that, but I didn't find. So that's why I felt it's important to give back. Yeah.
So I'll correct myself. So you assess them.
Yes.
So how can these students apply? Is there any selection process? Because I have students connected from various parts of India, and I'm sure some of them would aspire to learn from these programs. So how does the process work?
It's very simple. I have a talk with them, whether on phone, if they are outside, or if they are from this region. So we meet personally. And not only attending this program, but also taking care of their fees and books and study tools and all. So me, as I said, having gone through the grind, lived the life of underprivileged design.
It's relatable.
Yeah. So I have a talk and I understand. I relate immediately. So there's no, but sometimes we straight away trust the principals of the institutes who also do this. They invite me kindly for their orientation program where I get to interact with the students. So I read in their eyes and we have a sense of who is, and I have a talk, informal talk. So it's a process, but I think it's pretty much foolproof.
So would you like to add to this? You have already answered this question. Your future vision.
Yeah, absolutely. So as I said, connecting was my this. So multiplying that. Now today we have expanded to Hyderabad, Bangalore, even Gujarat, Surat, Rajkot, Balra, Goa. North is yet to be touched. So Delhi and North and East. So this all is there. But this is a tangible vision. Intangibly, helping more and more design students come up in life. That is again this. I want to create more of such spaces. More of AMOHAs in other cities as well as in Pune, in other parts of this thing. So that's absolutely on the cards, absolutely. And then whatever we are doing, there are certain ideas which I'm excited about. I think those will be game changers in the design fraternity. Giving the a fulfillment to all architects attending those kind of events. So that's on the cards. I'm totally excited for it. Time, 365 days, sometimes time flies by. But I want to. So next year, we are introducing many great ideas and architects are going to love it.
So international?
Absolutely. International is very much on the card. We were almost there, but that's what I'm saying, time-wise, because I'm so personally connected. So there are two models. One is a corporate model where the head honcho delegates works to, and then that connects. Me, I'm a networking person from the heart. So everything, I connect myself to everyone. Of course, many things are outsourced and delegated, but the face. So that's why it sometimes takes time to replicate the same in some other region. But we are getting there. International though is absolutely on the cards. We'll be announcing soon. Yeah.
Now I'm getting super excited because after a year I'll be a graduate and I'm in the force.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So any conclusion message to all the architecture students watching this podcast?
Yeah, two messages in fact. One, I earlier said, if your time permits you and finances at home permit you, please work with another good architect as much as possible, for 5 years at least, 5 years, if not 4 years. But more the better. Do your mistakes, but learn, work, and then start your own. Then jump into your own studio. That is one. And second, try and say no to free design. So many, since there are a lot of colleges coming up everywhere, a lot of students coming out everywhere, but don't worry, competition doesn't mean, because there are many buildings also coming up, so architects' demand is going to keep increasing every year, so competition is not a worry. But many clients exploit this situation and they ask fresh architects to give a design without paying first. They say, if you will like, we will come back. And the student eager not to lose, the fresh architect, not to lose the client, does it, puts hard work and presents a design. Then that client takes from another fresher and then finally goes to an established architect, extracting ideas, and then doesn't pay or pays very less. Don't undervalue your work. Say no to free design. Doesn't matter. We have started a movement for this. So please, these are the two messages clearly.
Sir, तो मतलब how can we go about it? क्योंकि स्टार्टिंग में अगर हम बोले हम इतना इतना फीस ले रहे हैं, सो दिस में हैपन कि क्लाइंट हमें गैस लाइट कर रहा है कि बाबा तुम तो अबे निकले हो, तुम्हें क्या एक्सपीरियंस है. एंड कहीं ना कहीं ये भी साइड बराबर रहती है कि क्लाइंट आया है सो हाथ में से क्यों जाने दें.
For that, you have to, now this is a quite far-fetched solution I'm talking about. This is me, and I believe staunchly in this. Many may feel this is quite far-fetched what you're talking, but I want to put it out there because I believe. Design skills you've acquired in your college.
Right.
You've done your site visits, your thesis, everything. There you're sound. You have to have amazing communication skills.
That's true.
Which is helpful when you're dealing with the client. If you have fantastic communication skills, even communications have fundamentals. So like design, communications have fundamentals. So if you have fantastic communication skills, you can actually express your design well. The client will not leave you. The client will not leave you. So it's all in your hands. If the client feels he wants to exploit you but doesn't want to give you work, he believes that there'll be somebody else. When you have the chance of designing to that client, it's your chance to impress on him that he should go only with you. And that's your responsibility. And that happens in all professions. But architecture, yes, you have to have good learning skills, communication skills to present your design. And if that is good, all boxes are ticked, I don't think you will have to give free design or something.
Agreed, sir. सर इससे से एक क्वेश्चन आया मेरे दिमाग में. कई बार क्या होता है, मतलब बहुत बार होता है, स्टूडेंट्स बैचलर्स के बाद इमीडिएटली मास्टर्स में जाते हैं विदाउट डूइंग अ प्रॉपर टेन्योर ऑफ इंटर्नशिप. डू यू थिंक इज दिस सजेस्टेबल? क्योंकि
Not at all. I've been very vocal and expressive about this on many forums and to architects who meet me after passing out and ask me, shall I do urban or shall I do this and all. There's another trend where they do a course in London or Milan and come back immediately after passing out as architects. They do a short course, not even masters. But answering your question, taking masters immediately, absolutely I don't believe. After passing out, they should know what field they have affinity towards. And let their experience guide them if they want to do masters, and if yes, in which discipline. So I don't think immediately after architecture you know that I'll do urban or I'll do this or I'll do that. I don't think that's the right thing. No.
So adding to this, almost the last question. This may be a little intimidating, but I think I should ask. So I have friends who have such environments in their house कि बाबा fourth year आया, fifth year आया, especially for girls. अभी तो शादी का pressure है. And in this profession, to get our skills sharpened, we need to work.
Absolutely.
As you said, at least for 5 years. Experience तो होना चाहिए. So how do such students deal with family pressures?
So I have 3 daughters, and my sole purpose for them was to let them free to achieve their dreams. It's a sad thing that very traditional families have this wedding thing कि बेटी 24 की हो गई, 25 की हो गई, तो हाइट है अभी, मतलब नाउ तो शादी होनी चाहिए, या 26 27, मतलब शी इज गेटिंग पास्ट हर वेडिंग एज, समथिंग लाइक दैट. This is now my personal opinion कि let the girl do whatever she wants, get married whenever she wants. This is my personal, but in broader sense what you asked, if the girl is too pressurized by her family, either the girl has to be know how the ways how to get out of the situation. It's too subjective, too family subjective. It can't have a common solution. It can't. Personally I can, if one girl approaches and asks me individually मेरा ये situation है, knowing her situation and knowing her even community, being in India, the community, I can at least help. But a broader solution for all the viewers, there's no solution, very frankly. Each one knows their situation and how much they can push, how much they can rebel, or how much they can convince, and this thing. So I think everybody will relate to what I'm saying, to each their situation. Individually I can, if somebody approaches me and I have a talk, then, but it's not in a broader sense. There's no sure short thumb rule. You will agree with me. In fact, all will agree with me in this.
Sir, बराबर है. So we come to the end of our podcast, and it means a lot कि आपने अपना precious time precious knowledge and energy you shared it. And see you soon, sir.
Thank you so much, Pranjal, for giving me this chance to express myself, taking me back down the memory lane, and sharing so many thoughts. Thank you for doing this. Thank you, viewers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Nice
again.
one. Yeah.